What is up, YouTube? Welcome to another edition of Nerdy Sense. This is your boy Corey, and I'm coming at you with a new movie review. Today I'm reviewing Straight Outta Compton. I just came from the movie theater, seeing the Thursday premiere, and man, this movie was amazing. I have to say, it's not too many times you see a biopic where you can really, where it brings back memories. Usually I see biopics of musical artists like Johnny Cash, just a lot of musicians who were around before I was born. I can't relate to that because, of course, that's before my time. But seeing a movie about NWA, seeing a film about a group of artists who made music relatively around the time that I was born, and remembering that they made during a time where I was little, it really brings back some memories, some nostalgia. But without further ado, let's get into this review. The movie had a lot of political value relative to today. The movie started out pretty strong with a statement against the war on drugs, which I have very strong feelings about. And it really showed the drug culture within the city of Compton, the drug culture within any city around that time. And it really explained how these kids came from involved in gang banging to becoming pretty much national icons. One thing that I really liked about the movie, the last biopic I seen of a musical artist was an Aaliyah movie on Lifetime, and they played absolutely no music that she made. This was great. They had all the hits from NWA, a lot of hits from Ice Cube, a lot of hits, Dr. Dre. It was just great. It was a nice homage to the 90s. Gary Gray did a great job portraying NWA and telling their story. You could tell that he is really a rap fan. There are a lot of pictures surfacing when he was doing this movie of him wearing Oakland Raiders shirts, and you can really tell that he is just a big fan of this culture of NWA, of gangster rap. One of the things that I really liked about the movie was that all the actors were solid. There was a lot vested in being able to accurately portray these characters, and it was just central to the movie playing out. Ice Cube's son was in it, and I gotta tell you, they casted him perfectly, because after seeing this movie, I don't believe anyone was going to be able to pull off Ice Cube like his son did. He looked exactly like him. He had his voice down, he had his mannerisms, he had that iconic snarl that Ice Cube known for. He had everything down. The man that played Dre, no relation, but he absolutely convinced me that he was Dr. Dre. I don't know much about Dr. Dre's personality, being that when he was really starting to make a name for himself, I was only about 2, 3, 4 years old. So he did a great job in bringing me into his role. But the guy that played Eazy-E, I had heard that the writers and directors had rejected Eazy-E's son playing him. And I was very, very disappointed in that, because how are you going to have Ice Cube's son, but you don't have Eazy-E's son? I mean, come on. I was initially against him in the film, but as the film wore on, about 10 minutes into the film, I found myself really being drawn in by his performance. Very solid acting all around. Even the guy who played Snoop Dogg, he had a great Snoop impersonation. I'm not mad at the guy who played Pac, even though it was for 30 seconds. Just solid acting all around, no miscast. The guy who played Suge Knight was pretty menacing. Everybody did their job. Acting ranged from solid to great. But the story is what really brought me in. It told a story of NWA. It centered them perfectly. It just really, really gave the narrative of NWA something that you love. As the movie goes on, you really start to get vested in these characters. You start to appreciate them more. You really start to come to grips with a lot of things that they were facing. It told a very real portrayal of the issues that divided the group. I won't give anything away, but it had a lot of narrative that really, really grips you. Overall, the story, the acting, the music, they even had a scene in there, one that was central to the movie, that the event was in Detroit. So big ups to the director, F. Gary Gray, for putting that in. It did me proud. I thought it had great pace. I thought the characters had a lot of chemistry. I thought that everyone did a great job portraying the character that they were supposed to portray and giving this movie energy, giving it life. Not a lot of people know about NWA. You may have heard of them. Not a lot of people know about their impact. They're as important to hip hop as Public Enemy is. So it was great to see a movie that was based on a culturally significant and important group, and give them such a powerful voice. One thing I do appreciate about this movie is that it doesn't just try to capitalize on the fact that NWA was about rap, and the rap culture is particularly influential right now. It told a political story. It gave a lot of voice to what is going on in today's world with police brutality and African Americans being criminalized. So I really appreciate the movie for making something so culturally relatable. I mean, here we are 30 years separated between NWA's heyday and now. Be able to say that 30 years later, the things that were faced by a couple of kids out of Compton being faced by African American, pretty telling. It's very sad, and I think that this movie will kind of lend its voice to that situation. Now, to get into some of the things that I didn't like about the film. The film is 2 hours and 45 minutes, and I think that the director kind of noticed that, especially throughout the editing process, because during the end, the movie felt hurried. They didn't give a lot of screen time to the characters resolving issues between them. It is based on a true story, so things might have been exaggerated, but I felt that it was a little rushed at the end. I also felt that Dr. Dre was portrayed as kind of like this person, this hero who just sat back and observed everyone else's ignorance, and he didn't have anything to do with it. We know that's not true. We know Dr. Dre has had some issues. Every character being portrayed in this film has had issues with the law, has had controversy surrounding them. And they kind of made Dr. Dre innocent bystander in this film, so I have a bone to pick with that. Those are really my only two complaints about the film. All around, I thought it was a very good film. I give it an 8.5. F. Gary Gray did do a very, very nice, fantastic job with this movie, actually. And I really hope that he gets more chances to direct in the future. This film is going to be a dark horse for Best Movie of the Year. I am predicting that right now. It might not get a lot of attention with some of the stronger dramas that are about to come out, but it definitely should. And I think that if one or two movies come out that don't do as well as they're predicting, that we'll see this movie at the Golden Globes. We might see it at the Oscars. It was an amazing movie. I give it an 8.5. Felix Gary Gray did a great job. Guys, if you are kind of on the fence about going to see Straight Outta Compton, make sure you go check it out. It's a great movie. You won't be disappointed. Not a waste of my money at all, and just a great way to spend 2 hours and 45 minutes. If you liked my movie review, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below. Also, you can stay up to date on all the latest Nerdy Sense content by going to Facebook, search Nerdy Sense Productions. Give us a like there. If you aren't on Facebook but you're on Twitter, you can follow us at Nerdy Sense 1. This is Corey. This is Nerdy Sense. NS Nation, stand up.